Welcome to the Quickstart guide. We show you how to install Lorkhan RP together. The RP aspect is optional. This mod list just compiles a couple of good quality of life mods for Skyrim together and some role-playing friendly and stable spell mods and character looks. So I will show you here that we have a social system where you can upload an image to have a profile picture for your player, and you can also trade with other players. You can see their icons on the map, and you can see their name when you are close to them. And in this mod list, I've added UI markers to easily find enemies who have fallen in the nearby area. And if you as a player fall in combat, you can either wait for your teammates to revive you using healing hands, or you can respawn at the entrance. And in this mod list, I've also added some gameplay enhancements, but it's going to look quite close to like the Skyrim Special Edition trailer in terms of quality and stuff like that. But you do have an enhancement to the surreal lighting and the weathers, and you can do some more stuff as a vampire and a werewolf. And the NPCs have a slight touch up to their faces and stuff. So in terms of size and commitment, like the mod list itself, I try to keep it under 3 gigs, and right now it is at 2 gigs. So you should be able to download this in an evening. And you will have to click all the 99 mods if you don't have Nexus Premium. But this is the smallest mod list I think I've done, beside the Enderall one I tried to do a while ago. But yeah, the instruction is basically you will download things through Vortex, the mod manager. So I suggest you install that one first. You can find it over on support and install Vortex. You need to also have a Nexus Mods account. And then, once you feel ready, check that you've installed this dependency. And if you want help, join the Skyrim Together Discord to find other players to play with. I have a public server IP that seems to be relevantly consistent. I just need to get a heads up from player groups if they want to play on it, and I will be able to start it. But you can self-host everything in this package, and that's something you can't really do with Kaisal Online or some of the other multiplayer projects. But Skyrim Together does support like around 8 players, I would say, and if you go above that, it's kind of on your own risk. But if you want to try and install this and play it with a couple friends, see some other players as well, you just click Add Collection here, and it's going to open in Vortex. And Vortex has changed quite a lot visually lately. So what you need to do to find your way around it is to add a managed game, Skyrim Special Edition from Steam, and make sure you've ran the game like just once to set the graphics settings, and make sure that you don't have all the anniversary content downloaded, because it really interferes with some of the quests and timings in the game. So what I suggest is that you just revert to the special edition. It has 4 Creation Club files, which is Fish, Survival, Curious, and Saints and Seducers. And once you've added the game here, you will need to familiarize yourself a bit with the menus here. So from this home page, you don't really do that much anymore. You just change some game settings and how the app behaves. But what you want to do is to go into the Skyrim icon, and from here you can search collections and you can see which revision your Lorkhan collection is at. Me as the creator, I can edit this and do stuff like that, but you will basically have other options and you can go in and download optional mods, for example, through this view. But the important ones you need to keep track of here is the plugins. You want to make sure that these are the 4 CC ones you keep, and you want to make sure all the other plugins are enabled. When it comes to the mods, they will be up here, and they will basically look something like this. There will be 99 mods that are recommended for this server, and once all of them are installed, you can go to the tools, and in here we're going to add Skyrim Together as a shortcut. So you can use the plus button here, and you will want to pick the start-in folder first. So I'm just going to go into the Steam folder where Skyrim was installed. I will go into data and then go to Skyrim Together Reborn and select the folder. And then when I click the target here, I will click on this executable, and this will basically launch the game, and it will also make sure that your SKZ mods are working. And this is basically how you launch it. I've set it as a default launcher, and that way it will be attached to the play button here. So if I press play, it will open. So firstly, let me just start the server here. So this is where I keep it. I have a load order that I can enforce, but currently it is running some other settings. So if I start this, you will see that it looks a bit different than the regular version of Skyrim Together. This is because we have an upgraded feature version from Jacob Was Beast on GitHub. And here I can see the players online, the server settings, stuff like that. And now if I press play, we're going to do a quick walkthrough of the first couple of minutes. So if you press a new game, you will end up in the realm of Lorkhan. I picked this as a social hub for the players, and there's a spell in the game that can return you to this place once a day. And if you want to, you can install Sky UI and access the full race menu, pick some presets, and you can use that like the first time you boot the game to just make your character and familiarize yourself with the settings here and all the options. So yeah, let's just pick something. So here is the beginning quest. And here you can search for a background. So this will give you a bonus to an attribute and a skill. So let's try the alchemy one. You can also choose if you want to have magic at all, or if you don't want magic, you can see that there's basically a minimum amount of starting magic. Once you have your background,
wishes you well.
you can come to these bookshelves and let's see, there's something good for a chef. You could pick anything you like, really. Let's see what we got. All we need is a chef's hat. But I guess we could do the quest in-game to get a proper chef's hat. Over here you can find some followers or talk to some players after you connect. But it is important that you pick pick the things you want before you connect, because it is always much more quiet and undisturbed to do this at your own pace. And let's say you want this one and then you feel ready. What you do then is to save, and then we can press F2 and this will put up a connect menu. So here you just put the IP of the public server or your friends if you're playing through Radmin VPN, for example, and you put your username and just select any password, and this will keep some information about your player on the server as well. But all the progress and saves are handled locally, so you'll have to save yourself like we just did. The new things in this fork of the game is some social features. Once you have a party, you can also see a trading button in the player list, and you can select if you want to sync discovered fast travel locations with your friends in the party. And I don't suggest that you turn on these last two, so just leave them as they are. You can reveal players as well if there's other players around. And if you want to return to this place, just pick teleport to Realm of Lorkhan, and once you've done it and went out somewhere else, you will have to wait a day of in-game time. So So all of these glowing gems will take you somewhere. I don't remember exactly which one takes you to Helgen. But yeah, Bleak Falls is here. And Bleak Falls is quite a tough dungeon in this mod list. We have unleveled everything. So the idea is that players of different levels can kind of explore without having to watch each other's level as much. And this used to be a problem with desync in other versions of the game. But in this area you can pick any class that you would like. And these will consume points from a point system. So this will take 2 shards and now I have 0 left. If I want more shards I will need to pick something like a curse. So basically I'll have less chance of doing power attack damage, and I will have a chance to be critically hit. And taking 2 of these curses will allow me to regain these points, and I could either pick another class or I could pick boons. So for example this one, Summoner, cost 1 shard. I can find another boon somewhere here. Let's try to not be a Dragonborn. Now I have 2 perk shards, so either a monk, a bard, or an acrobat. So let's say I don't use any armor at all. I will be able to use more stamina and stuff, so I'll just try this. Pick the bardic knowledge. And then I will be able to equip this and summon 2 of these wolves, I think. So this is my Chef Bard class now. And at this point I would make a save or go find some more equipment first. And if you want to have a little bit of a sneaky extra experience, you can join certain enemy factions here, so they won't react to you. And you also have a disguise system in the perk tree. If you go to the speech tree here, so the disguise lets you masquerade as other types of factions, and this can be quite useful. And all of the magic systems are based on Simon Rim, so you have adamant and hand to hand. What else? In the block tree you have a dodge skill, so when you level up you can learn how to dodge. And then we have mysticism for the magic. And yeah, let's go explore the world. If you go to Helgen, I think there will be a cutscene. So Let's try that. And with survival mode, which I'm gonna showcase here, there are a couple of debuffs, but not as much as in the original version. So your attributes won't be lowered. And this is good because you cannot really get them back through sleeping when playing online. Sleeping will only let you level up, and don't think hunger is such a big system anymore with this update, but this is just to make everything consistent, because if somebody were to like change the time of the server or not play for a while and then play again, the calendar system and the hours system might be different when you log back in, and if this affected your attributes, it could make someone not be able to walk, for example, in the vanilla game. So this has been modified and should be more bearable now. And here's one of the loot icons, and you can see that we have quite a generous area where we can loot. So right now I'm going to stick with the no armor thing. We can go in here and see if there's any loot left from Helgen. I think there should be a mage. Some of the scripts tend to remain in this place the first time you come here, but this was when you actually picked Helgen yourself. There will be another thing if you fast travel to Helgen from any of the other start points, and that will put you basically at the end of the cave, and then you go out with Hadvar. So as a chef, it would be useful to have at least some type of spell. Maybe Sparks is not the thematically correct one. So you could hold on to this and give it to another player using the trading system. And if you want to return to Lorkhan, let me showcase that. You'll need to hold it for a while. Then you come back here, and then let's say I want the flames, but I'm going to use food to recover health. And these will be my spells in combat, just a conjuration and flames. That is kind of the short walkthrough. Don't forget that you have extra standing stones over here. You might have to parkour around to find all of the starting zone secrets here. But there's quite a lot to discover. And inside here there's also a shopkeeper with lots of items. So yes, lots to pick from. Let me just show you on the map. around Helgen here and Falkreath you will have enemies up to level 15, and around Whiterun they will be around up to 25 from 15, and then outwards they will have other levels. And of course inside dungeons like Bleak Falls you can encounter like Death Lords and high level enemies, high level items. You just need to have a good party, good teamwork to fight against them and to whittle them down. And it could be useful to play things like the Companions questline to get some silver items. I'm not sure exactly what level the zone here is, but the highest level zone is around Winterhold, so you should be really careful doing things up here. This also gates some of the quest lines with the college to more of like an endgame raid, so keep that in mind. There's still a lot to explore. Most of the quest content is vanilla, I would say, and this is because they generally have been tested more by the community. And most of the fun new toys would be the spell interactions, the perk interactions, and your ability to roleplay as a certain character in this world. So I would say give it a go, bring some friends, and you can write to @Absol on the Discord if you want help with this mod list.